I want you to close your eyes. Okay. Are they closed?
Yeah, dude, I don't cheat, bro.
Are you covering up all the way?
Yeah, dude.
Okay. All right, come on in. Keep them covered. Keep them covered.
They're wearing flip-flops.
Keep them covered.
They're wearing flip-flops.
Keep them covered.
Yeah.
Gotta live in big time. Gotta live in big time.
Here's the story of Love on a Leash.
What kind of person are you? What are you, some kind of idiot? You look like a fucking idiot.
You're gonna have to come over to my place. I'm getting a grand piano.
What?
Yeah, in my I have like a home studio.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a grand piano. So you have to come over. It comes at the end of the month. It's coming in like 2 weeks.
Did you have the Improv's piano for a little while?
I have it still.
You still have that?
Yeah, that's
How did you acquire that?
The upright? Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I was trying to be all organic.
No, it was. I was very organic. The Improv. Someone from the Improv called me. I think Jay called me, and he was like, "Hey, you remember the upright from the lab?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "We threw it in the trash," and I was like, "What does that mean?"
Yeah. What are you talking about?
He was like, "We rolled it out into the back, into the alleyway. It's with the trash. They're gonna throw it in the trash." And I was like, "You can't throw a piano in the trash. A piano is a living, breathing organism."
Yeah.
To me, it is.
Of course.
I was like, "That's absolutely insane."
That sounds crazy.
I was like, I will come down there and
I'll
come
be
get
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went down to the Improv, and then I called a piano moving company on my way, and I was like, "I need you guys to come down, come get this piano." And they were like, "Okay."
I mean, that's worth it.
Yeah, I think
Free piano? Come on.
I think it cost me maybe $150 to get it moved from the alleyway. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Great deal. And they brought it up to my place, and then I got a piano tuner to come in and like tune it up. And it's been sitting in my kitchen for a couple years now.
That's like a piece of history, dude.
It is. I love it. It's so nice to have it, and I'm about to get a grand piano, which is extraordinary, and I'm so excited about it.
But how does it compare to my Casio?
No, but I'm keeping. This Casio is really nice.
I love it.
Weighted keys.
I love it.
This. This is a beautiful. I have a Casio keyboard from almost 16, 17 years ago.
Yeah.
From when I used to go to people's homes and play gigs at their house and stuff. play gigs at like bad
bat mitzvahs and stuff.
God, dude, I used to play piano gigs with my Casio keyboard at like falafel houses and stuff. Like, I mean, the worst places. I would.
At one point, were you seeking the musician route more than the comedy route?
No. It was just.
You happen to be good and know how to play?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing. I'm 42. I've been playing since I'm 2 or 3 years old, and so it's my whole life. I've been playing the piano.
That's so cool.
My grandmother taught me how to play. And
what a great memory to have with your grandma. That's so cool,
so
man.
Neat. It was so neat. And she played by ear, and she played up here on the black notes. So she was all about, like she, would. She was always using the black notes as the main notes, and then the white notes as like
supporting
notes,
almost
I guess.
as a opposite bass line kind of thing.
Yeah. So I grew up watching her do that, and then I started getting piano lessons, and I think I had my first piano teacher when I was about like 4 years old, something like that, and played for a long time, and then kind of just used it once I got to LA. I used it as like a tool to get work. and like I was the piano player for Rage, the gay nightclub. I was the opening.
I was in a cage. I was partially nude.
I was in a cage at Rage.
Cage at Rage on Fridays with SKG. Come on by. I'll play you some diddlies.
I was doing all sorts of diddlies.
I was getting diddled. I was playing diddlies.
I was working there, and I was the opening act for Dreamgirls, the drag queen show.
Okay.
So it was before RuPaul's Drag Race. So they had this big drag queen show with the biggest drag queens in LA. They'd all come and perform, and while they were getting ready, I would sit on stage at this piano and do like, do like some Elton John stuff, and it was like I'd sing and I'd play, and then I got the job.
You have a really good voice too, so I bet at those drag shows you freaking were fierce.
It was. I wore a bright white suit on stage.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, I wore a white suit. As Tony Hinchcliffe would say, which would constantly get ketchup and mustard on it. And I was doing that, and I would get, I'd get paid, some little bit of money for that. And then I was the piano player for the Friars Club in Beverly Hills. And that was the big job. Is I'd be the opening, I'd play before the big stand-up show, and I'd play after until like 2:00 in the morning. And
so who were some of the people that were around the Friars Club when you were playing piano there? Like, who were some of the guys who were like in the club and the comics that were a part of it?
Sure. So the comics that were the regulars were Jeff Ross, Sarah Silverman, who was, she's amazing, and Gaffigan, Dave Attell, people, a lot of. There's a couple of those, a couple of those folks, and I think
I was just curious what kind of like class it was of the roasters that were in that area.
Yeah, for the most part, there wasn't any like roast when I was there. It was like I never got to watch a roast. It was like there was a stand-up comedy night, and this guy named Tim Mars was the host of the comedy night, and then comics, just would get up and do spots for guys like Ryan Stout and Ian Bagg. People like this would get up and do the smaller spots, and then the big spot at the end of the show was always like a Sarah Silverman or someone like this, and then after the show was over, they would go into the bar because we have a piano player taking requests, and then I would sit and play at the bar and wear a suit and the whole bit.
Top 3 requests that you would get. Go.
Oh my god, Piano Man. It just made me want to put a gun in my mouth.
Sing us a song.
I would always do like, well, it's 9:00 on a Thursday. I wish I wasn't playing this song, but this girl is so unoriginal. And now my job is much too long. Da 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 da. La 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 la. Yeah, or some stupid thing. I would just be like, just get me out of here.
Right.
That one was all the time. Tiny Dancer was all the time, and then I'd get weird requests like Britney Spears, Toxic. Like they'd be like, something like that, right?
Baby, can't you see?
Baby, can't you see? I'm drowning. A guy like you's well wanted. It's dangerous. I'm calling. That was like that was like a big thing.
Dude,
at the time.
It's a big thing for me right
I
now,
know.
dude. I love it.
It's solid, man.
I would have let you just keep going, dude. You got this piano here. I'm getting hyped right now, dude.
I know, this is so nice, man. I've never done a show and had a piano in front of me. Like, this is like a really nice.
It's awesome. Can we jam? I have my sax with me.
I'm down to jam. Absolutely.
Let's jam a little bit. We'll talk a little bit after that.
Anything. What do you want to
do? Whatever you're feeling right now, and I'll try to jump in.
Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong. Now I long for yesterday. Love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Oh, that was really good. That was fun.
That was fun, right?
Yeah, I love that. That was cool as hell, man.
We got a request for Endless Love.
Ooh.
Me doing Diana Ross, you doing Lionel Richie.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the chords and the lyrics printed out for you underneath that table over there.
Stop that right now.
Yep. And you're the him and I'm the her.
My love, there's only you in my life. The only thing that's right.
My first love, your every breath that I take, your every step I make,
And I want to share all of my love with you. No one else will do. I don't know it. I could stay awake just to hear you breathing. Watch you smile while you are sleeping, while you're far away and dreaming. I could spend my life in this sweet surrender. I could stay lost in this moment forever. Every moment spent with you is a moment I treasure. I don't wanna close my eyes. I don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe. Man, I don't wanna miss a thing. Even when I dream of you, the sweetest dream will never do. I still miss you, babe. And I don't wanna miss a thing. Lying close to you, feeling your heart beating, and I wonder what you're dreaming. Wonder if it's me you're seeing. Then I kiss your eyes and thank God we're together. I just wanna stay with you in this moment forever, forever and ever. I don't wanna close my eyes. I don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe. and I don't wanna miss a thing. And even when I dream of you, sweetest dream will never do. I still miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss a thing. I don't wanna miss one smile. I don't wanna miss one kiss. I just wanna be with you right here with you, just like this. I just wanna hold you close, feel your heart so close to mine, and then stay here in this moment for the rest of time. I don't wanna close my eyes, I don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss a thing. I don't wanna miss a thing. Now, if we had done that at the Friars Club, they wouldn't have knocked it down and turned it into a parking lot.
Yep. Absolutely. 1,000%.
1,000%. We would have saved comedy.
But you know what? Sometimes you got to blast off into outer space with a little Aerosmith.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. That was great. You sound great, bro.
You sound great, dude.
You sound great, bro.
Dude, you sound good. You sound good, dude.
Bro, you sound so good.
Dude, you've been freaking viral on TikTok lately, bro.
Viral on TikTok.
Coming to Nickelodeon.
Coming to Nickelodeon. Viral on TikToks. He's viral, folks.
I like the plural. Adding the, he's viral on the TikToks.
He's viral on the Ticky-Tacks. Yeah, that's that. Man, that was crazy, bro. That was crazy. Yeah,
because you did this. You did a cover of Gnarls Barkley's "Crazy," and dude, he retweeted it. I saw, and like a bunch of like different celebrities and stuff.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. CeeLo retweeted it. That was bananas, man.
That's insane.
Yeah, and then Lizzo just found out. Lizzo used the sound. Well, she duetted somebody who used the sound on TikTok, and Ben Platt used it, and Addison Rae and all these like people on the TikTok started using this sound. It's like 70,000 people have made videos using the sound. It's freaking insane.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's a crazy thing.
Is it weird to see your voice like heard by so many strangers in videos and like used for different reasons?
I'll tell you what, man. The weird thing is that like during this time period in my life, I've always felt pretty supported when it comes to like a lot of different types of stuff, comedy, things like this, right? But singing or playing the piano, things like that, that's like just been kind of a private thing mostly, you know? And so then after I went through a breakup during COVID time.
A lot of people did.
A lot of
one or the other.
It happens.
I had a baby.
Yeah, you had a baby. I had a breakup.
There you go.
Both.
Those are the ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. It was B's across the board.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Just
breakups, babies.
Breakups.
Which one
and
did
babies.
you have?
Yeah, seriously. What
happened to you in 2020? Was it a breakup or was it a baby?
What was that?
What was that? Seriously, which one happened to you in your life? Welcome back to Breakups and Babies.
That's a great idea for a show. That is the best idea for a show I've heard in a long time. Welcome to Breakups and Babies.
Breakups and Babies. Hi, I'm your host, Zell. Yes, my name's Zell, like the Wells Fargo transfer. Yes, am I a Generation Z plus to the square power? You bet I am. This is my co-host, Chase. Are we both named after bank stuff? Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
So, Chase, what's going on with you lately?
Well, I spent a little time at U.S. Bank, and let me just tell you, it sucks.
Go on. Let's get to your breakup.
So good. Oh no! Basically, breakup happens, and then I'm like, oh man,
you realize that's like that's your superhero moment. Like when the breakup happens, like you just start playing like the keys.
Yeah, now I'm finally becoming my true self.
It's bounce back, man.
Yeah, just a cape explodes out of my hoodie. You know.
Yeah.
Bounce back, man. It's great.
with unused condoms still in their packaging. A cape full of condoms.
Yeah.
It's bounce back, man. He'll come at you at any second. Literally, he's been blue-balled by his ex for years. It's bounce back, man. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you right now.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's really good.
You've seen him on Big Time Rush.
No, it's the worst.
It's like, wait, what?
The worst character.
Are you ready for your childhood to be ruined in 30 seconds?
It's like, hey, where's this trailer voice guy coming from?
Why is this happening?
Yeah, this is my life is going all right now.
Why is this
It's
happening?
bounce back, man.
Bounce back, man.
You thought you could hold him down, literally, until he got out from underneath you.
Nothing keeps me down, America. So great. So I started playing live, playing on TikTok. I started going on live on TikTok.
Which is something I've never done before. Gone live on there. That's cool.
It was pretty crazy because I'd go live and it would be like, a couple, maybe by the do a half hour, you get a couple thousand people tune in, something like that. I was like, that's pretty cool. That's a neat feeling. And
I mean, that's a lot to go live for.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then I made a video with some TikToker, some like big TikToker, and who had like a couple million people, and then my TikTok following went from 300,000 to 1 million within within about a week and a half. It just went
crazy.
Just shot through, and then it was like every video I post does 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 views, right? And you're like, damn, this is like serious stuff. And then I was like, I'm going to try going live, see what that does.
Yeah, see what happens.
First time I went live, 50,000 people watched live.
Dude, isn't that crazy to think that is a stadium full of people?
Yeah.
That's like that's such a huge amount of people to be tuning in to you.
We're talking like not promoting it.
Yeah, just on a whim.
11 o'clock at
just
night.
On a whim.
Pacific Standard Time. The rest of the country is asleep.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm just going to do this like for fun. Bink. And you just go on, and then it's just like 500 people watching live. And you're like, it started making me so nervous because I was doing it just going, I'll take song requests.
Yeah.
And then I started doing song requests. Then I start getting contacted by people who are like, hey, by the way, I have a recording studio. Hey, I can help you put out music if you want help. Like friends like Casey Abrams started offering to come and play tracks and do stuff. Then I go into a studio. Then I start recording a couple tracks here and there. Then you came in and played sax on a song that
Radiohead song, right?
A Radiohead song, which came out right around New Year's Eve, which was like super cool, and it was real. I just was basically just doing it for fun, but just trying to have something new in my life that I could like put my energy into. That was like a good usage of energy.
It's an amazing outlet. It's I bought that keyboard right before the lockdown, and I'll tell you what, that's one of the best life investments that I've made, because I was taking some occasional like lessons and stuff before that, and these last couple of years I've been taking off and on lessons like when I can, and but I was like using a real rinky-dink keyboard before that, and my teacher was like, if you get a little bit nicer one, you'll want to play more because it'll sound better in your ears. And I was like, okay. So I bought that, and then so many nights I would go and just put in headphones and just play for hours. And I wrote a bunch of stuff during the quarantine that once it's ready, I'll send it to you.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
You know what's so fun about that too is that, like, you know, with stuff like when I was a kid, if there was a song that I liked, I'd either have to go buy sheet music for it, or I'd have to hand listen and
transcribe,
chart out the song. You know,
I've been doing that for years with sax, where I'll just put on a song, and because sax sheet music is not. I mean, you just have to buy it. It's not something that, like guitar chords, where it's just like tabs that you can just look up real easily.
Oh, wow.
Sax sheet music is like, you almost have to buy every single piece of sheet music.
Whoa.
So like I, for years, have trained my ear to just hear the song and pause it after a while and then write down the notes. And then that's how I've gotten my sheet music anytime I do covers or anything like that for like the Jam or anything like that.
Wow. Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult stuff to do. That's impressive. It's really impressive. But it's like, once you know how to do that, you know, then you know how to transpose, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that has happened a few times where there's like a song where I'm playing and then I'm like, or I'm playing on Ultimate Guitar on their chord charts that they have.
Right.
And I'm like, this note's wrong. This note's like, this chord's
You're
wrong.
critiquing the video game designers. You're like, come on, dude.
No, not the video game. Ultimate Guitar is an app.
Oh, I thought I was thinking Guitar
chord charts.
Hero. That's
hilarious. Guitar
hilarious.
Hero would be, you're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
PlayStation, pull your shit together.
Come on.
But yeah, I started finding little things where I was just like, I was like, oh, okay. Like, you know, and then what's so fun is to be able to sit down at the piano and someone go, hey, do Black Hole Sun, you know, and you're just like, boom, just pull it out of thin air,
belt
and then
it out.
be able to like play it and do it. It's a great feeling, you know.
Yeah.
It's rad. It's super rad. So you know, so TikTok, God bless you. Yeah, so TikTok has become kind of a crazy thing for me now. I have 1.4 million people on there.
Wow.
And I do about 26 million views, video views a month, which is
it's a lot of eyeballs.
It's a lot of eyeballs.
Yeah.
And then whenever I go live, it ranges between 30,000 people and about 50,000 people for a live, which
now,
is
does
crazy.
that make you feel like, does that encourage you to want to get back out on the road with stand-up, or is it like, oh man, this is crazy that I'm doing this from my living room, or is it just a completely separate feeling?
I'll tell you something, because I love stand-up. You know, it's a huge piece of my life. It's the biggest.
I look at it as like the glue for everything. Absolutely.
It is the thing that I feel like that I can do that is, it really is like a bit of a superpower that like most people can't do, that most people are afraid of, you know? And because of that, it puts us into this brotherhood of, I mean that, you know, male and female and, you know, and you know,
sisterhood of the traveling pants, all
the
that.
traveling pants, all across the board, all genders
of course.
involved. We are all part of this, you know, secret society of hilarious people that get to work together. And it doesn't matter if when you're on a stand-up show, it doesn't matter if you've been doing stand-up for, you know, 50 years or you've been doing it for 6 months. If you're funny enough to be on that show, if you're funny, then you're funny, and then you get to be with all these people. There is no other business in the world that really happens with. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, there's no giant movie starring Al Pacino and Rick. You know what I mean? It just isn't how that works.
Yeah.
But you know, and the same thing with like orchestras and bands and people that go into the studio and record giant albums. It's not usually some brand new artist and, you know, Jay-Z. It's usually Jay-Z and you know, some other person that he would work with. I don't know, but
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I kind of want to do after doing all these lives is I want to take myself to colleges, like universities and like theaters and stuff, and do like kind of a bit of a one-man show, like an evening with Stephen Kramer Glickman.
I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because then I'd get to tell funny stories on stage. I'd have a grand piano. I'd do some songs. If there are people that I know that are in town, that I'm friends with, comics or things like this, or musicians,
Have them drop by.
do
cool.
a song with them, tell a funny story with them, anything like that. That's for me. That would be the move. That's what I want to do. That's what I'd like to figure it out. Yeah. I just have to figure out how to do it.
This is a soft pilot. There you go.
No, see, I do.
We're just chilling. We're talking.
I know.
Jamming
I love
on
it.
keys. It's
I
great.
love it. I love that kind of stuff. It's the best.
Right?
It's the best. Yeah. The weird thing that happens sometimes with the social media stuff is getting like when people get too wrapped up in it and they put too much focus on it, and they make it like it's like people make a living off this type of stuff, but it's like
a lot of people do, but
you have to have like I think multiple things. If it's the only thing that you're famous for, it really is it can be bad.
Well,
I think it can be bad.
I think it's toxic for your psyche if that's your only thing.
Oh my God.
Because you're only basing your worth on numbers.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? If you're like, oh, that flopped, it's like that's a big long-term like damage to your psyche.
Oh yeah, like just to keep my not to keep myself humble, but to keep myself humble, like I'll go and do a TikTok live thing, and you got like 40,000-50,000 people watching you sing and play the piano, and then I'll leave there. I'll say goodnight, everyone. I'll go to Facebook and I'll go live on Facebook, and 4 people will
Isn't
tune
that weird?
in, and they're just like, hey, like that's all the messages.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Steven.
Hello from Wisconsin.
Hi. And it's like your like cousin, or some relative. Like, it's like no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like it's good to remember that it's like, it's only exciting. Like that stuff is not lasting, but it's like, it'd be fun to do something with it, at some point.
Now, I have a segment that it's been a while since you have been on the show. You were actually one of my early guests, I think even before video.
There was no video.
Before there was video for podcast, it was Stephen Kramer Glickman was one of my first guests.
It was a lot of fun. We stayed around, and we made I think we called someone.
We did prank calls on a rotary phone.
We did prank calls, and what a fun time it was. And we called the Michelin company. We said, why are my tires going backwards? It was something like that.
Yeah, I believe it was something like I asked them. I said, do you need some sleep? And they said, why? I said, because you're so tired. It was something like that.
It was like that, except it was a bit that worked.
It was kind of like a refrigerator running kind of. I don't really remember.
It was half a joke and half a terrible idea.
It was something like we called it and we're like, hey, we have your wife. And he's like, what? And then we hang up. And it was hilarious.
It was great.
It was really funny.
What a fun time.
It was a good time, really. I had a good time calling that company. Like, I like doing jokes with people where they don't really know it's a joke. And I just, they're more threats.
I like you're slowly devolving into Bill Cosby.
They're more.
The worse the idea is, the closer it gets.
I called a Jello company.
I called and I started threatening the wife.
You know what my favorite Sean Astin movie is? Do you know my favorite Sean Astin movie? Rudy.
No. Oh, no. What have we done?
Let's take a quick second and thank one of our newest sponsors and big fans of Jeremiah Wonders, Fume. Fume took a look at the world and they were like, hey, you know what sucks? Nicotine inhalers. Patches. That stuff doesn't help you quit smoking. Nah. Gum, that tastes like garbage, nicotine gum, that's not for me either. Lozenges, that just sounds like a disgusting item. Lozenge is just a stupid word if you think about it. In response, Fume handcrafts beautiful wooden pipes to make the quitting process simple, easy, and even cool looking. Comes in these cool packaging like this. Oh, wow. That does look pretty cool. I'm just gonna set this right here. Huh? Fume isn't a vape and doesn't use nicotine, but instead uses cores infused with the world's super plants that are known to help you successfully quit from start to finish. Plus, they taste great too. Head to www.breathefume.com, that's breathefum.com, and use promo code WONDER and grab a Fume and check out their variety of plant-infused cores to start today. So this is what I got from my package that they sent me. It's a brand new flavor called Lemon Berry Bliss. And as you guys know, I don't do drugs, I don't do alcohol, anything like that. This is not drugs. This is actually to help with seasonal allergies, okay? It's natural and essential oils, and you just puff on it kind of like this. And it helps clear your sinuses out. And for somebody who has a big honker, like your boy here, that is vital. I always get stopped up anytime there's a weather change out here in LA, which happens quite frequently. And you know, Fume has already helped over 30,000 customers worldwide, with hundreds of customers who have shared their quitting stories on their site. As always, you can subscribe for monthly deliveries and never have to worry about your Fume supply, or check out the new products a la carte and find your favorite that way. Head to www.fumeessential.com, that's F-U-M Essential, and use code WONDER to save yourself 10% to help you or a loved one quit today. So whether you need to quit smoking or you just need a little help clearing out your sinuses and working on your allergies, it's all helpful. And I love Fume for supporting this show. Thank you. Come see me at the end of May in Sacramento and Portland. I'm back out on tour. If you like this Sax hat, go grab it at my merch store at jeremiahwatkins.com. I love you guys, and let's get back into this episode right now, right here, with my pal, Stephen Kramer Glickman. You do some impressions, though. You've got some great ones.
I watched every episode of The Sopranos during quarantine, and then do
you have a Gandolfini?
I just did Gandolfini for like a week straight. Everywhere I went, I'd just be like,
Let me tell you something right now. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my freaking life. You're embarrassing me, embarrassing my wife. What kind of person are you? What are you, some kind of idiot? You look like a fucking idiot.
just like that. No jokes. I would just do that always. You know, I'd go into the bank and I'd be like,
I'd like to get some money, please. Don't make this difficult, okay? Okay? Don't make it difficult for me. Carmela's out there, but she's busting my balls.
It was such a fun week.
Well, you did.
I love him so much.
You did you've done some cool voices and some animated features and stuff like that, which I'm just now starting to get into some animation, like in the TV world, which I'm excited about. Because it's something that I've wanted to do for a very, very long time.
Oh, you do great impressions too. Your impressions are fucking spot on.
We have fun. We have fun.
Oh, yeah. I just did one this morning. I did a gig this morning where I'm doing Ian McKellen for I'm doing Sir Ian McKellen.
Oh, I know.
Did you do an Ian McKellen?
I want to hear yours.
There is nothing I appreciate more than Jeremiah Watkins. He's a truly, truly inspirational man. And he has a baby. And that baby, my God, it's beautiful.
That's something like that.
During the quarantine, my wife and I did a lot of puzzles. And during this time, a lot of people went through a puzzle phase. And this is the voice that I would do over and over and over as I would search for puzzle pieces. I would look over here and to the left and to the right and say, Frodo, is this the piece you're looking for?
Oh my God, that's really good. That's really good.
That's like Sir Ian McKellen, specifically Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's more like when he's in other films, it's more like this.
Sure.
Sir Ian McKellen.
I like getting.
It depends what version of Ian McKellen you're wanting.
Well, where it gets tricky with animation too is that like they want it, but they don't want it.
They don't want exact
unless you're voice matching.
Yeah,
Like I
just had to do an audition for a voice match, and it was so hard.
What was it for? Who was it?
I think I can say it was for oh frick, what's his name? I already forgot his name. Oh, it was a Stanley Tucci. It was like a
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool.
He was doing. It was an audition for that for like a character for something. It was like a voice match, and it was like you'll be anonymous, obviously, but I put in a lot of work on it. I don't know. Who knows?
I got real close on Kermit, on replacing Kermit.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of years ago. I got real close on that. And
how's your Kermit?
It's all right.
Yeah,
it's kind of I kind of have a bit of the back of my throat is I voice matched a little for Seth Rogen back when he was back in the early days. I used to get brought in to do some like voice match kind of stuff a really long time ago, but then so there were like parts of my voice that kind of already kind of sound like him, especially if I'm tired and I'm like kind of talking at the back of my throat. Then just his regular hangout voice, not the big laughs and stuff. The laughs, at one point I could do the laugh, but it's like there's like a part of the voice that kind of sounds like him a little bit. And then I keep, and then I started hearing like, okay, if you can do that, if you can do Seth, you can do John C. Reilly. If you can do John C. Reilly, you can do this one.
Oh, yeah. There's a
loop of people.
There's a certain throat section of people where, I mean, like, going along that, if you can do Kermit, there's a chance you can do a decent Anthony Kiedis from, like, because that's one of my impressions that I love doing.
What is he saying?
Dream of Californication.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, it's like boom, dum, 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 dum.
Right. So
yeah. See, the more I see, the less I know.
Is that too low? Should we go higher? You go where you're comfortable.
Let me look at the lyrics on this. There we go. That sounded good. Psychic spies from China steal your mind's elation, and little girls from Sweden dream of silver screen quotation. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. Oh, no. It's the edge of the world and all the Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, now it's setting for night location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. Pay your sergeant very well, destination. vacation, dream a car.
You know what voice I love doing for singing sometimes is I love Pearl Jam more than anything in the world. I've tried to cover Pearl Jam a couple times.
Yeah.
You just can't, because Pearl Jam and Eddie Vedder's voice is too ingrained in each other for it to really be done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sheets of empty canvas, untouched sheets of clay. Right?
Right.
Her legs spread out before me as her body runs near. Right? It just doesn't, you can't be like, you can't really, the other person who's kind of like that is the Counting Crows. I feel like their stuff.
Mr. Jones knows it.
or even what's his name? Dave Matthews Band. Like, like, you got your ball, you got your chain tied to me tight, tie me up again. Sweet like candy. That whole like, is that right?
Have you ever done a ragtime rendition of the Big Time Rush theme?
A ragtime rendition?
Not ragtime, but like more just like a slowed down version. Have you ever done that?
Something like make a count, play it straight, don't look back, don't hesitate when you go big time.
When you go big time.
What you want, what you feel, never quit, make it real. When you go big time. Whoa, hey, listen to your heart now. Hey, don't you feel the rush? Better take a shot now. Gonna shake it up, what you gonna lose? Gonna make a life with a life you choose. Something like that. If you want it all, lay it on the line. It's the only life you got, so you gotta live it big time. Boom, 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 boom.
You gotta live it big time. You gotta live it big time. It's that big time rush.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I know you gotta crush.
What you want, what you feel, never quit, make it real when you're all big time.
When you go big time.
What you want, what you do, never quit, make it real when you're all big time.
When you go big time.
Hey, listen to your heart now. Hey, well, don't you feel the rush? Oh. Oh, gonna shake it up, what you gonna lose? Gonna lose your life with the life you choose. If you want it all, lay it on the line. It's the only thing you got, so you got to live it big time.
You gotta live in big time. Oh, you gotta live in big time. Gotta go big time, gotta go. You gotta go big time. That was awesome. You've never done that before?
Never done that. That was solid.
Cool, right?
Yeah, that was good. That was a good move.
Good.
Yeah. What's a segment? There's a segment of the show.
I mean, there's it's called fanning out.
Okay.
Fanning out. Questions from fans.
At Zach is not funny. I'd ask him about his time working on Love on a Leash, maybe one of the most difficult movies to watch ever for a number of reasons, none of which is your performance.
Oh God. What have I done? What have I done?
Explain Love on a Leash for our viewers.
When I got in the car and started driving here today, I thought to myself, oh God damn it. Oh God damn it. Why would I say yes when I know that Love on a Leash exists? When I know. And here it comes. Here it comes. Love on a Leash was here's the story of Love on a Leash. A woman named Fen Tian in China wrote a movie, and then she tried to get it made, and no one wanted to make her movie. So then she went and asked a lot of people, she wrote this movie called Love on a Leash. And so she went to a bunch of people. She said, hey, I want to make this movie. Everybody said no in China, except for the...
One man.
One man. The priest at her local church. And so she went to that priest and she said, I made this movie. He said, what's the movie about? She said, it's about a woman using the power of Jesus to find love. And I need money to make it. He said, how much do you need? She said, $15,000. He said, I'll give you $15,000. Absolutely. If it supports Jesus and the church, that sounds great. But I have to watch it before you release it. She said, no problem. She takes the money. She comes to America. She pays some service to translate the movie from the language she wrote it in into English. She does not ask for any help in having it translated, properly. Certain things do not sound or make any sense in the script. Most of the dialogue seems
because
like
the translation is
written
all
by a computer. Yeah,
right.
It doesn't make any sense. She then casts actors to play these roles. The actors have notes on the dialogue. She will not let them change the dialogue, no matter what. It's got to be done.
You have to say it this
the
way.
way that it's supposed to be done.
This way you have to say it.
Yeah. She steals a lot of shots to make her feature film here in Los Angeles. While she's making the movie, the cast find out what the movie really is about. It is about a woman who finds a homeless golden retriever on the street. She falls in love with the golden retriever. She kisses it on the face, and then it transforms into a man. And
Named
then
Stephen Kramer Glickman.
And then she has sex with that man.
What was your role in that?
I was the voice of the dog. The dog's name is Alvin Flang.
Now, what kind of voice did you do for him?
I talked like this. I said,
Great.
I would say stuff like, oh, that's a great idea. Great lines like that.
Sure. Animated dog stuff.
Yeah, I would say stuff like, maybe, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't be a pizza-faced cinder block. I think that was an actual line in the movie. I don't know what I said.
I have that merch, actually.
I just read the script that this woman wrote in a voiceover booth.
And you're just looking at it as another gig.
Did I say voiceover booth? I meant the Comedy Store office upstairs.
That's where you recorded it?
That's where I recorded it on a like a cassette record machine.
She brought by a cassette.
It was like a cassette loop audio machine that had a microphone that I sat at the desk while I was making calls to tell everybody when their spots were. You can thank Ari Shaffir for this job. He gave me this job.
Yeah.
Would you like to know how much the job paid?
Sure.
It paid a bag of wontons that she had made herself and 2 cantaloupes that she bought at the grocery store. That is 100% true. There was no money exchanged. She gave me 2 cantaloupes and a bag of wontons.
That literally sounds like a racist caricature that somebody would come up with.
Doesn't seem real.
You know what I mean? It
doesn't seem
sound
real.
real.
It seems unfair and rude. It is 1,000% true. The movie gets finished. They show the movie to the priest. The priest goes, "Did you make a movie about a woman that fucks a dog? We're never putting this out, and I want my money back." That woman died. The woman who created this movie died couple months later. The movie, this horrible pile of shit movie that has no releases for anyone in the movie. No one signed releases, including the people who did the music. So in the release, like when they were going to put it out, they have no rights to anything. So there's just giant holes in the movie where there's no music, and it's just people, having a montage with no music.
Now, Zach Amico, funny comic who wrote this question, how does he even know about it?
Well,
then?
here's what happened. The movie ended up getting thrown into a pile of garbage movies that were just, trash movies, basically. Somebody had made, lots of people make movies all year, every year. Thousands and thousands of movies get made here in LA that are absolute garbage. And it ended up on a hard drive with a bunch of other crappy movies. Someone probably... That hard drive of all those movies ended up getting sold in volume to another company, and then that got sold to another company, and then that whole giant pile of 500 movies got sold to a little company called Amazon. And then Amazon put all of these movies on their stupid website to fill up space, with garbage, which is what happens.
Just as fillers as you're starting out as streaming services, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
We have so many movies.
If you scroll through Amazon Prime, deep scroll, you'll find absolute trash starring people like... Anyways, horrible movies, right? That you're just like, how did this happen? Why is this happening? People who have made things. He was it's okay, The point is, piles and piles of movies get thrown into the mix. You can cut out that I said his name if you want to. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
I'll leave the part in where you said that we should cut out his name. But I'll take out his name.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Gossip.
Sorry. So, what ended up happening is people start watching this movie on Amazon Prime. The movie's called Love on a Leash.
By the way, Amazon Prime, my new special Jeremiah Watkins Family Reunion on Amazon Prime, streaming free right now. Check it out.
Perfect. There you go. Great. That's one. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's very cool. So this movie ends up on there.
Yeah.
People start passing it around to each other, going, "Oh my God, can you believe?"
Does it become like a The Room kind of thing?
Well, what ended up happening was people started reviewing it and making YouTube videos where they review it, and a couple of those YouTube reviewers have hundreds of thousands of followers.
Right.
And then one of those guys watched the movie, did a review. It got 1 million views pretty quickly. And he said, "Hey, everybody, if you're watching this, go to IMDb, go find the movie and leave a positive review because it only has 2 reviews. And let's get it some real reviews."
Yeah.
And it got over 1,000 reviews. And now it is rated higher than Gone with the Wind and Casablanca. That is 100% true.
That's
it is like
amazing.
A 9.7 rating
That's
on
amazing.
IMDb.
All
right?
as an inside joke.
Yeah, all as an inside joke. So Matt Walker, Matt,
Yeah, I love
my
Matt.
dear friend,
Yeah.
he saw this and he was like, "Dude, you got to tell people that you're the dog," because they weren't legally allowed to put my name on the film or on the IMDb because I'm in SAG and it was a non-union movie.
Right.
So they're like, so I decided to just like come out about it. And I went on Twitter and I found this guy's post that he had posted about the video. And I said, "I'm finally ready to tell everybody I'm the voice of Alvin Flang, the dog in Love on a Leash." And it went crazy. And then people started contacting me, from other websites and stuff, trying to find the backstory of how it happened and how I got the job and whatever. And I told the story on stage at the improv once. I was like, a funny thing, but this was actually getting attention. So I was like, you know what? Fine. I'll tell people. And then I got added to the IMDb because of it, which is so embarrassing, but also hilarious.
It's great.
And the thing is that in the early days of my career, I'm still in the early days, but in the early days, I was afraid to have it public knowledge because I hadn't done anything yet. So I figured if people
you don't want that to be your first impression that people see.
I don't want people to be like, oh my God, this guy is in a bunch of garbage, movie stuff. So I was trying to be careful. But then as I've gotten older, I'm like, you know what? It's fun to be able to go back and watch it.
Especially since you're establishing your career. It's like, dude, that's a great story to be able to share from early on.
So
you got paid in wontons, bro. How many people can say that?
Wontons and cantaloupe. Cantaloupe. You can't forget cantaloupe. Yeah. So it's become quite a meme, and now it's on a bunch of other streaming services. It's been passed around from the streaming service to streaming.
It's one of those movies
resold, and the sad part is that this woman passed before it blew up.
Yeah.
But I don't.
But like a lot of great artists of our time, sometimes they go a little too soon.
Yeah, I think
they don't get the recognition that they deserve.
Well, I don't know if she would have liked it because. Unlike Tommy Wiseau, who definitely saw the potential in having a good, bad movie, this woman thought she was making a classic. Like, she firmly believed.
Well, she did all the elements of a successful movie. Talking dog.
Right.
Love.
Right.
Friendship.
Sure. Fucking.
Romance.
Just there was lots of her fucking that human.
Voltage PvP on TikTok just said, dude, thank you for an amazing childhood.
Wow. That's nice.
At we.r.rats on TikTok, how was it like on the set and your favorite episode that you filmed of Big Time Rush?
Favorite episode is Big Time Superheroes because I got to fly. I got up in the air.
Pretty much everybody's dream.
It was a dream, dude. I got to wear a leotard.
Did they put you on wires and stuff?
They put me on this thing that's a board where you lay on it and it's the way they did Superman. So you like move your hands like you're flying. And then they have people that are using wires to move your cape back and forth in the air like you're flying up in the sky. And they played the Greatest American Hero theme song. Look at what's happened to me. I can't believe it myself. It was an absolute dream come true. And last note, the episode was written by Jessica Gao, who went on to win the Emmy for writing Pickle Rick for Rick and Morty, and now she's writing She-Hulk for Marvel.
Wow.
So it was really solid.
First two times that I wanted to be wired up, I haven't done it yet. It's still a life goal for me to do some kind of like moving thing. First two times when I saw the play Peter Pan. And the other time was when I saw Chris Farley on SNL do his Bennett Brower character with Kevin Nealon, where he gets caught up in the set and Kevin Nealon literally has to yank the wire out so he can free Chris Farley as he goes out over the audience.
God, wasn't that the best?
Iconic.
That was the best. Iconic. A great moment.
Chris Cornelius 666 on Instagram. Ask him what you're most proud of and what you would show someone unfamiliar with his work. Sounds like an older guy. He's like, I'm only aware of your Big Time Rush stuff, and he's not watching that, he said, because he's like an adult and he doesn't, even though there's some good episodes.
That's very sweet of you, Jeremiah. The thing I'm most proud of is... like,
what would you tell people, like if somebody met you out of the blue, like, and they're like, show me one thing. I know this is a hard question, but show me one thing that would be like, this is what I want to show you.
The greatest thing I've ever, the greatest thing on film that I've gotten to accomplish is there is a scene that is an absolute dream come true scene for me. It's like, it literally was like like my entire childhood going like, oh my God, we're getting a chance to do this. Like, this is outrageous. In the movie Storks, there is a scene where I play all 4 characters that are on screen at the same time. I play Pigeon Toady, the little pigeon, who talks like this, and he comes up to like interview a bunch of characters that are all sitting in a hot tub together in the middle of like Antarctica or something. And the other characters are a polar bear, who talks like this the whole time. He's like a kind of a New York like Joey Diaz kind of thing. There's a rabbit that sounded like a little like Tracy Morgan and had like one line which was like that dude's crazy. Like, it was like one line. And then there's a snow monkey that I did to kind of sound a little bit like George Lopez. And so there was like and I don't know why I picked those voices. I just was like, I wanted to do some different accents, and I did it just as like test stuff. It wasn't even final, capture. It was just me coming in and going like, well, who's playing these parts? And they were like, nobody yet. And I was like, okay, well, I'll do this guy. And the line was like, why are you so creepy? Like, oh man, you're so creepy, man. What the hell? It was like just like a stupid thing.
Yeah.
And they ended up using all 4 voices in the scene.
That's amazing.
So, as someone who grew up watching Robin Williams and in Aladdin and watching Eddie Murphy and
big fan over here, big fan.
Oh God, watching Eddie Murphy and his stuff in Dr. Dolittle.
I think the Mrs. Doubtfire scene where he's doing the animation is, I think, how most people think animation works.
Yeah,
because from that scene, that's their point of reference.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, oh yeah, he's just like going along with the, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and it's usually not.
Oh no, yeah.
Normally,
it's the opposite.
I got super lucky on Storks too because I worked on it for almost 4 years, and because I was in there so early, I got to make up a lot of stuff and be really silly, and I was the least famous person in the room by a lot. Like,
I saw your premiere photos, and just the premiere was just like, oh, this is a crazy event.
Oh, I would I would show up at work. I'd show up at work at Warner Brothers. They'd put me in a room half the size of of this room that we're in right now.
And we're in a giant hall.
We're in a huge room. I would show up in this, it was a tiny little room. I'd have a microphone in the corner, the little booth, and there'd be a couch lined around the couch. And it would be Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who Lord and Miller did a Lego movie, Into the Spider-Verse, all that kind of stuff. They're legends, okay? Next to them, it was Brad Lewis, who won the Oscar for producing Ratatouille and is just an absolute mogul in that business, right? Next to him, it would be John Venzen, who was the editor of South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut, as well as like it was like David Fincher's guy. Like he's like a huge legend in the animation and in editing world, right? And the editor's there early on taking notes of what tracks, what stuff he liked the best, right? Then it was like production designers, then Doug Sweetland, from who was basically the model of Woody for Toy Story. He's so ingrained in Pixar that every Pixar documentary, you just see him in there doing stuff.
Right.
Like he worked on Finding Nemo, he worked on all the Toy Stories. The guy's a legend. So he was one of our directors. Then next to him would be Nick Stoller, who did Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and all those incredible movies, Get Him to the Greek and all that kind of stuff. So you'd have all of them, and then me. And I would just...
Old Cantaloupe and Wonton Glickman over there.
Yeah. And, I got to a place in my brain where I was like, nothing I do can be bad, because who cares? Like, it's such a who.
You've
like,
already hacked the video game.
I have, so it's like it's just
Let's
free
just have
play.
fun now.
It's just free play.
Free play,
I'm just
man.
having a good time. I did not expect to keep the role all the way through. I knew at some point Jonah Hill was going to come in probably and take it over. But what I didn't know is that they were all fighting to keep me in the role behind the scenes. And that's
a great feeling.
That's really how it went. I didn't know that during it. If I would have known that, it would have probably freaked me out a lot more. But yeah, that getting to do that scene and getting to be a part of all of that, and I got to spend all this time with Andy Samberg and Kelsey Grammer and these people that like I've been
amazing people.
Yeah, it was really, really intense and really, really cool. Personally, the thing I am the most proud of, without getting all emotional, is probably like I have a really great relationship with my family. I've got a great relationship with my friends, and all I want to do is do like more things in the world with the people that I love. That's all I want. That's like my whole. If there was like a goal of who I am as a person, that's what it's all about.
What's fun is like the amount of different things that you and I like have done over the years together.
Yeah,
nighttime show.
Oh,
you filling in for Tom Green on his talk show.
Hell yeah.
Just music jamming together over the years, podcasts, stand-up shows, teen tours at the Improv.
Oh yeah.
When Big Time Rush was like on and dude, he would headline these shows in the middle of summer for literal like tweens and teenagers, and I would be one of the openers. I would bring him, I'd bring you out. And it was like the freaking Beatles, dude. It was amazing for me to see.
Well, what was neat for us with doing those teen tours, because we've done so many of them together over the years, is that they can be so much fun, and they can also be the worst thing in history.
Yeah.
And when it's really bad, you and I would walk out of there afterwards just being like, oh, we went to battle and we fought, and whether we won or we lost, we fucking survived.
We got a story. Yeah.
And then the next one would just be the best thing ever, and we'd walk away being like, yeah, dude, we fucking killed it with those kids. It was awesome. And it was like, and also what was so cool about those teen tours is it's the first time those kids are ever seeing stand-up comedy in their life.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like live
I mean, they'll have those
comedy.
memories forever.
Totally.
Like, first time I saw stand-up, it was when Glickman was headlining the Improv, and I was at a summer camp. I went there and saw these random comics.
That's crazy.
It's cool, man.
It's a
I
crazy
love you.
thing.
I know you're pressed on
I know,
time.
I gotta go.
Let's get you out of here. But Glickman, been an awesome guest. You have to come back. I usually do wig segments. We didn't have time to get through.
I want to do more things. I'll come back.
Yeah.
Please.
You'll come back. All right.
Yes.
Love you, brother.